Vincent to our left, Carroll to our right. Carroll the main running back, and here's the opening kickoff. End over end in the direction of Vincent, but it'll be taken by Carroll at about the 15. Splits a few tacklers out to the 36-yard line, where he is finally brought down. Looked like Andrew Benathi on the tackle, and a flag down on the play.
And this is a hard-hitting Spartans team, defensively as well as in the special team. So these returners for Chicago, they're going to be feeling that one, and a big hit was laid right there.
So there's the dirty laundry and a penalty on Case to open things up around the 34, 35-yard line. It'll push the ball out to midfield.
And Andrew, that is always a key. I mean, we didn't spend too much time talking about it, but you want to be disciplined, and especially on special teams, because now you have just added more yards to that return for Chicago starting near midfield.
So it will be Burke Moser with twin backs in a shotgun set. He'll drop back, look over the middle, and the pass is completed inside Case territory out to about the 43-yard line. Pass caught by Chris Karamanos. And they're back to work again pretty quickly. Burke Moser under center. Sid Reynolds and Chris Karamanos will be the two main wideouts. Chandler Carroll handling the work out of the backfield. 3 wide set, 2 in the backfield. They'll motion Carroll out and dump it off to the right. Carroll catches the ball about midfield and gets it out to the 40.
And I think it's pretty obvious that early that Chicago wants to get their wide receivers in space and let them make the big plays themselves. You got good blocking wide receivers with lots of open room to run right there. There's a good block right there by a Chicago wide receiver. We saw it on the replay.
2 quick pass plays, another shotgun snap. That one to Chandler Carroll up the middle. Carroll splits a few tacklers. He's inside to the 25-yard line before being finally wrapped up by Andres Orantes.
And Chandler Carroll did an excellent job of changing directions right there. He wanted to bounce it towards the outside, but then he cut back inside and was able to pick up a big chunk of more yardage for the Maroons at a brand new set of downs.
Out to the 25, it's a gain of 15 yards, and now they'll split 4 wideouts. And only 1 in the backfield. Carroll goes to the right hip of Moser. First down on the play from the 25. Snap to Carroll. Carroll up the middle and gets about 3. He's out to the 22-yard line.
You know, the Spartans mostly going with just 3 down linemen, but they're going to get a really good push at the line of scrimmage and try to slow down this Chicago Maroons running game.
4 wide again. Another shotgun snap from Moser. They'll stay in that. Try to spread the offense in this 3-4 for the Spartans, and movement on the right side of the line. It'll be a penalty. Looked like David Kerr for Chicago. And that will push him back.
Yeah, I think both David Kerr and the right guard, number 79, Max Schumann, also jumping simultaneously. So a really easy call for the officiating crew to make as the penalty goes against the Maroons, setting them back a couple yards.
So that'll move them back to the 28-yard line after the penalty. Another 4 wide set, 3 on the left. Moser in the shotgun snap. He'll drop back. Now look left. He's going to be flushed out of the pocket. Rolling right. He's brought down. Got the ball out, but the pressure from the Spartan defense coming very nicely from Cameron Brown, the defensive end.
And that's one of the players that Craig Debelak told us to watch out for this season. The young defensive end, Cameron Brown, the sophomore out of Westlake. This guy has an appetite for quarterbacks, as you see right there. That's Exhibit A. I mean, that's what he does. He gets after the quarterback and forces early throws.
Brown, Andrew Lease, and Tyler Doty on the 3-man defensive front. There's a drop back from Moser, flushed out again, dumps one short to Carroll. Carroll out to the 22-yard line, 24-yard line, or he's wrapped up. And once again, it'll be Cameron Brown, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
And we do have a penalty on the play, and Chicago's quarterback, Burke Moser, took a big shot right there, not feeling a good thing coming on for the Spartans right here.
So we'll wait for the penalty. And it is roughing the passer, so it'll be a 1st down for Chicago.
Much to the dismay of the Spartan faithful right there, but Moser did take a shot, so that's going to be, I do believe, the 2nd penalty of the drive. The Spartans had the early one on the special teams return.
Moves the ball up to the 11-yard line. Another shotgun snap, 3 wide, 2 in the backfield for Moser. Matthew Ringer, the other back. There's the handoff to Carroll up the middle. He gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage. On the tackle, Justin McMahon, the inside linebacker, second down.
Tell you what, the Spartans have a great set of athletes at the inside linebacker position, because remember, you get 2 inside linebackers when you're operating in a 3-4 defense, and they are solid run-stopping players on the defensive side of the ball.
7th play from scrimmage. They gave him about a half a yard. Be a pistol snap here with Carroll in the backfield. They fake the handoff. Moser looking end zone left, and it's off the hands of the intended target in the end zone. Looking for Sid Reynolds in the back and couldn't get him. He was blanketed very nicely by Cody Calhoun, the junior out of Columbus.
And he is one of their leaders defensively. I mean, when you talk about high energy guys, Cody Calhoun is right there in the thick of things, the third-year man out of Columbus. He's a very good coverage man for a strong safety.
3rd down and 10 from the 11 for Moser. Man-to-man coverage, it looks like, from Case. There's the snap. They'll look in the end zone in the right corner, and that one out of the reach of Luke Miller, the intended target. And on the coverage was Andre Orantes. It'll bring up 4th down.
Excellent coverage on 3rd down, and Andrew, that's where you want to execute. I mean, if you're a defensive back, and if you want to have one play where you've got your best coverage, you want it on 3rd down, because you know that the ball is coming for you. He lobbed up a couple for the end zone. Fortunately, it falls incomplete.
Mike Kurzadlowski on the field goal attempt. Brian Collis will hold it. The long snapper, Joseph Green. Chicago trying to score first. There's the snap, the hold, and the boot. It is up and through the uprights for a field goal. So a field goal from the 11-yard line by Mike Kurzadlowski, and it's a 3-0 lead for Chicago. We'll be back after this.
Everyone loves a comeback, right? Especially when that comeback is Queso Diablo from Qdoba, full of spicy satisfaction to take you straight to queso bliss. That fiery, smoky sensation you've been craving has returned. Celebrate the comeback of Queso Diablo, available now and for an infinite time, only at Qdoba Mexican Grill.
So a 10-yard drive by Chicago ends in a field goal by Mike Kurzadlowski. A 3-0 lead for the Maroons. And now it will be a kickoff. Case about to receive it, back deep. It will be John McKelvey along with Cody Calhoun. And handling the kickoff, Mike Kurzadlowski, who just booted one through the uprights. A 10-play drive that started on the Spartans' 43-yard line after actually started on the 50, and then a penalty moved it up to the 40, moved it up to the 50 from the original kickoff return. So Kurzadlowski about to boot it deep. McKelvey to the right, Calhoun to the left of your screen after the kickoff from Kurzadlowski. Low kick, it is right into the arms of Calhoun. Calhoun running it back, cuts it up the middle with a little bit of green. He's out to the 30 before he's gang tackled. So Case will start with the ball on the 30-yard line, their own 30. Let's take a look at the Case offense. It'll be Rob Kuda under center, snapping in the ball, Gage Blair. The rest of the offensive line, left tackle Ryan Merlau, left guard Ryan DeMarinis, at right guard Dante Capiccioni, and at right tackle Steve Backey. Miles Anthony in the backfield, Joey Spitali, Brendan Lynch, the 2 wideouts. Kuda from a shotgun snap, he'll go 4 wide here. Here's the shotgun snap. He's going to look to run up the middle. He's got a little room. Kicks it out to the right. He's got a first down past the 40. Out to the 50 and inside Chicago territory at the 48-yard line.
And I tell you what, Andrew, we get a good early look at the athleticism of Rob Kuda. This is a quarterback who runs the ball an average of 14 times a game last season. And he's smart with the football. I mean, he just has a really great feel for the open field.
A first down. Now Kuda will hand it off to Anthony. Anthony gets about 2 yards. Tackled at the 44-yard line.
You know, even though Rob Kuda was the leader in rushing yards for the Spartans a year ago, going to be important to get contributions from Miles Anthony to try to keep Rob Kuda out of harm's way and get some good contributions from your backfield.
They'll split 4 wide, well 3 wide again, 2 in the backfield. Anthony and Aaron Aguilar. Aguilar, the fullback. Inside receiver there, Brendan Lynch. There's the snap. They'll go left on an option. Kuda takes it himself, and he's stuffed after maybe a gain of 1 out to the 43.
You know, the one thing that you love about Rob Kuda, Andrew, is his decisiveness in the running game. I mean, he just does not hesitate. He knows where he wants to run with the football before he even snaps the ball. He's just extremely focused and an excellent talent at quarterback.
Hunter Tulloch out to the left in a 4-wide set. Anthony again in the backfield. Jeffrey Brown Jr. will also get snaps today as the running back. Kuda takes the shotgun snap. He's going to run it again. Kicks it out to the right, close to the sticks, and dives forward for a first down. Out to the 36-yard line, a first down run for Kuda.
And I think you have to give a lot of credit to the Spartans' offensive line right here, just opening up all of the room for Kuda. He's had way too much room given to Rob Kuda by the Maroons. You can't do that if you want to be a solid defense, and he took advantage.
So it'll be another shotgun snap, 4 wide, including Julian Kennard. Kennard, Tulloch, and Lynch out to the left. Anthony in the backfield, now in the left hip of Kuda on first down. Takes the snap, looks right. Pass is caught at about the 30-yard line and run out of bounds. Looked like Joey Spitali on the catch.
And you know, Andrew, we talked a good deal about Rob Kuda spreading the football. Well, he's going to go to the strong side of the field. He'll go to the weak side of the field, and he's going to really give all of his receivers opportunities.
Second down at the UC 29-yard line. First pass play from Kuda. 3 wide out to the left. Again, Anthony in the backfield. The lone receiver to the right is Spitali. No motion, Anthony to the left hip. Kuda takes the snap, hands off to Anthony up the middle. He's tripped up for no gain. Second down.
Excellent play call by the Maroons right there. They had a blitzer on the right side, and that is exactly where the running game of the Spartans went. So the good play call ends up not doing much for the Spartans. A great play call by the Maroons on the defensive side of the ball.
Matthew Peterson and Jacob Burke come into the ball game. So Aguilar out. And they'll give a little rest to Hunter Tulloch, the wide out as well. Kuda going to go under center now. 2 tight ends, 2 backs, and 2 to the left. Chicago brings a 4-3 set, their base. Kuda takes the snap, hands it off up the middle, and that'll be good for a gain of about 7 yards and a first down.
And this is the type of rhythm that you want to see the Spartans get into. You want to see first down after first down after first down. Keep your defense rested on the sideline and just keep moving and pushing forward, getting steady gains so you can work your way to the end zone for points.
Out to the Chicago 22-yard line. Now the lone back will be Aguilar. They'll spread out 4. Spartans trailing 3-0, 8:30 left to play in quarter number 1. First down, Kuda takes the snap, runs it up the gut. He's got room to run up the middle to the 10-yard line, brought down near a first down. Tackle made there by Jackson Gary, the will linebacker, and it is a first down.
I tell you what, Rob Kuda is just built like a running back. He's got all of the abilities to put some of the extra nifty little moves on you to try to tack on some extra yards. He's just such a hard guy to keep track of and to take down as he approaches the end zone with his Spartans.
To the Chicago 8-yard line, Kuda. 2 wide to the right, 2 in the backfield. He's going to go under center. He takes the snap, going to hand it off up the middle. Aguilar, the fullback. Aguilar stuffed after a gain of maybe 1 or 2. Ball was, well, they thought it was loose. Chicago did. It was down by contact, though, and it'll be second down after a short gain, bringing the ball to about the 6-yard line.
And, Andrew, I think that the Spartans may have gotten a little bit predictable on that last play. I mean, when you get in a goal line situation, you go to your fullback. I mean, you just want him to bump and bruise his way into the end zone, but I think the Maroons just saw it coming.
They'll go with Peterson and Aguilar in the backfield, 2 spread out to the left. Brendan Lynch, Joey Spitali. Kuda going to go under center. Second down and goal from the 6. Kuda takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Aguilar looks left, waiting, lots of time. Back corner! Touchdown, Spartans! Brendan Lynch in the back corner, and it's 6-3 Case.
Well, Rob Kuda's got a favorite target, and it's Brendan Lynch. I mean, he just has too much time. You got too much time way back in the pocket, and nobody from Chicago brings pressure to him. That allows Brendan Lynch time to get just the narrowest of openings, and a solid catch in traffic right there, putting the Spartans up top.
Kuda to Lynch, 6-3 with 6:57 left. Now the kick coming from Brendan Carniol. Carniol's kick up and good. Carniol makes it 7-3. So 7-3, a 10-play drive with 5 first downs for the Spartans. They lead 7-3, 6:57 left. Back after this.
Everyone loves a comeback, right? Especially when that comeback is Queso Diablo from Qdoba, full of spicy satisfaction to take you straight to queso bliss. That fiery, smoky sensation you've been craving has returned. Celebrate the comeback of Queso Diablo, available now and for an infinite time, only at Qdoba Mexican Grill.
K7, Chicago 3, as we just finished a 10-play drive that ended in a score from Kuda to Lynch for a touchdown. First passing touchdown of the year for Kuda. And here it is. Kuda looking back left for Lynch. A jump ball, and he wins it over the corner, Andrew Beatty. Now kicking things off will be Juan Kuhn Park. Once again, Jeremy Vincent and Chandler Carroll back deep to receive. 7-3 Spartans, under 7 to go in the first quarter. There's the over-under kick to the 10-yard line, fielded by Vincent. Kicks it out to the 20 on the right side, past the 30 to the 40, and he's brought down at the 45-yard line. Tackle made by Patrick Crossy.
And Andrew, something that's working in Chicago's favor early on in this game is field position. And it's twice now that they have started well beyond their own 40-yard line. And in a game where the scoring is going to be tight, field position will come into play. So Chicago has that working heavily in their favor at this point. And the Spartans are just going to have to step it up defensively.
Ball on the 45 for Burke Moser. Twin backs and 3 wide. Case kind of stacking the line here. Moser on the snap. Kicks it out to the left on the screen to Ringer. Ringer gets it out to the 50. A gain of 5 and second down.
And again, you know, Chicago has excellent blocking wide receivers. I mean, that opened up a lot of area, a lot of green on the other side of the ball for Chicago to get more yards.
4 wide this time with Carroll in the backfield. They'll hand it off to Carroll up the middle. He's stuffed, no gain. Coming in from the linebacker position. A big tackle made. Actually, it was Andrew Lease from nose guard who came in to make the play. Lease starting over Brian McNamara. Cameron Brown and Tyler Doty also up front. Shannon Demery, Justin McMahon, Andrew Benathi, and Zach Lyon, the linebackers. Moser takes the snap, looks right, throws right, and the pass incomplete. A little bit low. The intended target on the play was Andrew Falk, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And Andrew, that is exactly the type of defensive performance you wanted to see from the Spartans after a good kickoff return by Chicago. You know, we said earlier that they had to step it up because Chicago had excellent starting field position, but a 3 and out is exactly what you want to see if you're rooting for the Spartans.
So a punt, and that drive took under a minute before it was stopped dead. Here comes the punt, back deep to receive it. It'll be Justin Fan. Fan's going to let it bounce, and it will be downed at the 15-yard line. So Case football, they're up 7-3 with 5:42 left to play in the first quarter, and that's a great defensive stand by the Spartans.
Andrew, the thing that I love about the Spartans defense is that they're so unpredictable. I mean, they really keep opposing offenses on their toes, and they rarely will go to the same defensive package 3 plays in a row. They really love to mix things up, keeping the opposing offense on their toes. It forces a 3 and out, and they will be forcing a lot of 3 and outs against opponents this season.
So it will be Kuda in a 4 wide set. Takes the snap, drops back. He's going to run it up the middle. Out to about the 30 before he's pulled down. Another big run by Kuda near the sticks, taken down by Jackson Berry. He'll be a yard shy on second down, a 9-yard gain out to the 30.
You know, Kuda got into the open field, but there were also 3 Spartan offensive linemen that just burst straight through, pretty uncontested.
So Kuda going from the 30-yard line on second down and 1, 4 wide in the shotgun snap. Now he takes the snap, hands it off to Anthony, and he's brought down for a loss of 1. Third down on the play and 2.
Excellent penetration coming from the Maroons. Number 36, Hayden Harrow, just blitzed right at the line of scrimmage and burst in there for a loss. A solid run-stopping play by a very experienced linebacker who has stopped a lot of ball carriers for Chicago over the years.
Matthew Peterson coming in. A 2 wide set, 2 in the backfield, and Kuda under center. Anthony the back. Kuda takes the snap. Gonna hand it off to Anthony, not much room. Gonna try to find some space through the seam, close to the first down, near the 31. Case thinks they have it. Anthony plunging forward, and it will be a first down. No need for the sticks there. A first down run for Anthony, and a good job to make something happen with no space. Miles Anthony, the junior from Philly. Another shotgun snap, 4 wide for Kuda. Here's the snap. Kuda looking over the middle, lots of room. Pass caught inside Case territory. Spitali trips up. He's down at the 34-yard line of the Maroons.
You know, Joey Spitali is going to be a big factor in the passing game for Case Western Reserve, running a little cross route, and in just his second year, he's going to be a big playmaker for Case.
From the Case 31 to the Spartans 31, they bounce it out to the right. This time into the hands of Justin Fan. And he got a couple of yards out to the 30-yard line, 1 yard on the play, second down.
This is a good look at the no-huddle offense that the Spartans love to run, force the defense to get to the line of scrimmage before they can really make an adequate play call.
On the hard count, Kuda read what he thought was a corner blitz. Now he'll take it up the middle and gets down at about the 26-yard line, third down and short for Kuda.
You know, Rob Kuda's already run the ball about 4 or 5 times, but he is a well-oiled machine and a workhorse. I mean, he can run the ball 20, 25 times a game if he needs to. And Coach Debelak said this in the pregame. He is going to carry this Spartans team, and they are going to ride his shoulders all the way off into the sunset.
After a 3 and out, Kuda and the Spartans rolling up 7-3, 2:45 left to go in the first quarter. 3 wide set, 2 in the backfield, and a pistol snap for Kuda. Anthony in his right pocket. He takes the snap, hands it off to Anthony left. Anthony outside left tackle inside the 15 to the 10 and tripped up at the 9-yard line. Jackson Gary on the tackle. It's a first down for the Spartans.
And that's the type of space that you want to get Miles Anthony. He's not so much an in-between the tackles type of runner. You want to get him to the outside where he can really be successful. And as you can see, that is where he is at his best, picking up yards for the Spartans and moving the chains closer to the end zone.
It's a 17-yard pickup for Anthony. Now 4 wide and a shotgun snap from the left hash on first down for Rob Kuda. Motions his fullback Aguilar to his right. Now takes the snap, drops back, has room, running right. Now dumps it over the middle, and it's caught inside the 5. Brendan Lynch for a couple of yards.
You know, Andrew, I think that Kuda right about here was tempted to run to the ball, but he gets to the opposite side of the field where he still has the option to throw, and he found his man, gets yourself a little bit closer to the end zone, but he avoids a big hit.
That's a great throw. Jackson Gary was right on the back of Brendan Lynch. Jeremy Vincent, too. There's really 3 men blanketing the receiver Lynch. Still gets it to him. 3 wide on second down and goal for Kuda. He takes the snap, option, takes it up the middle, and near the goal line, not quite there. Out to the 1. Line judges coming in. It'll set up 3rd down and goal from about the 1-yard line.
And another thing that Rob Kuda does so well is he hides the ball. It's just so difficult to tell if he's actually handing the ball off or if he's tucking it and keeping it himself, but Chicago is able to sniff that one out.
3rd and goal, 7-3 Case, 49 seconds left. Kuda up the middle, touchdown. He's passed for 1, he's rushed for 1, and the Spartans lead 13-3 over Chicago in the first quarter.
And Rob Kuda had 8 of these a season ago. This one comes from about less than a yard out. But that's just will against will right there. And the will of Rob Kuda was just a little bit stronger that time. 8 rushing touchdowns for a quarterback a season ago. That is a ton of rushing touchdowns for a quarterback, and he's already got one here in the first quarter.
Ben Carniol for the point after touchdown. Snap, hold, kick, and good. 14-4 Case Western with 45 seconds to go in the first quarter. Back after this from...
Everyone loves a comeback, right? Especially when that comeback is Queso Diablo from Qdoba, full of spicy satisfaction to take you straight to queso bliss. That fiery, smoky sensation you've been craving has returned. Celebrate the comeback of Queso Diablo, available now and for an infinite time, only at Qdoba Mexican Grill.
Rob Kuda has passed for 1 touchdown. He's rushed for 1 touchdown. And with 45 seconds left to go in the first quarter, it's Case 14 and Chicago 3 on opening day. Andrew Luftglass here with you. Eddy Jansen. There's the plunge by Kuda into the end zone. Last year against these Chicago Maroons, Kuda rushed for a touchdown, passed for 3. In his first game under center for Case, and he's having a pretty good start today.
And needless to say, Andrew, that's a pretty memorable game for Rob Kuda. I mean, that game stands out in his collegiate career, and he would love the opportunity to face them again as he has here today.
Wankun Park with the kick, fielded at the 15-yard line by Sid Reynolds. Reynolds to the 30 before he's tripped up. An upending tackle by Channon Demery. It's a gain of about 15 yards, 16 yards or so on the return. So UC will get the ball down 14-3 with 39 seconds left. They'll place it at the 38-yard line.
And if you're the Maroons, you really want to answer with some kind of a drive right here. You don't really have to get points at this part in the game, but you still want to be able to move the chains, get some first downs, and really keep your defense rested on the sidelines.
4 wide for Moser. He's going to hand it off to Chandler Carroll off the left guard, and he'll get about 2 yards out to the 35-yard line. I beg your pardon, the drive starting on the 33 and out to the 35. 2nd down and 8 to go. 4 tight for Moser. Takes the shotgun snap, drops back, looks over the middle. Pass caught up the middle at about the 42-yard line. It'll be 3rd down. The catch made by Troy Reed. 3rd down and short from the 41-yard line, and they're not going to get this one off. It'll be the end of the first quarter. So Case will take a 14-3 lead into the end of the first against Chicago. It'll be 3rd down and 1 to go coming up when we come back.
Everyone loves a comeback, right? Especially when that comeback is Queso Diablo from Qdoba, full of spicy satisfaction to take you straight to queso bliss. That fiery, smoky sensation you've been craving has returned. Celebrate the comeback of Queso Diablo, available now and for an infinite time, only at Qdoba Mexican Grill.
Heading to the second quarter, Case with a 14-3 lead over the University of Chicago Maroons. In the first quarter, Case with a pair of touchdowns by Rob Kuda, 1 passing to Brendan Lynch, and 1 rushing. A 1-yard score with under 6 minutes left to play in the first when that drive started. Almost a full 5-minute drive that ended in the score for Kuda. A field goal earlier by Kurzadlowski. That's the only score for Chicago as they start with the ball on their own 41. 3rd and 1 as we open the second quarter. Moser, shotgun snap. Case crowding the line. Only one in the backfield and too tight for Chicago. Carroll in the backfield. Moser takes the snap, hands off to Carroll, plunges ahead near the sticks, and they think he's got a first down. Looks like he does. If that is indeed where they spot the ball, out to the 44-yard line, and it will be enough to move the sticks.
And Andrew, we've seen both teams, both the Spartans and the Maroons, have a lot of success on 3rd down and short. Both offensive lines really playing atop of their game here in game 1 of the season.
148 yards in the first quarter by Case. Moser takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and he is sacked in the backfield at about the 40-yard line. Great pressure by the Spartans to bring up a 2nd down and long.
I tell you what, the Spartans rotate a lot of players in and out on the defensive side of the ball, and that's the fresh set of legs of Jason Lockamy, the sophomore out of Apex, North Carolina, applying the pressure and bringing him down with 2 hands.
Now Moser back to pass, dumps it out to the right, caught at the 40-yard line, shifting away Brian Collis. Collis gets near midfield for 3rd down at about the 48-yard line. It will be 3rd down and about 4 yards to go.
Well, that time they get something positive out of their passing game, and it not quite going to move the chains there, but it at least makes it a more manageable 3rd down as Chandler Carroll has really had his hands full with the Spartan defense.
8-yard gain by Chicago. 4-man out wide. Moser dumps it off to Carroll from the backfield. He's not going to get the first. Ridden out at midfield. In on the tackle, Cody Calhoun. It'll be 4th down, and it should be another punt by the Maroons.
And Andrew, I think that it's pretty obvious that the Spartans are catching on to the fact that the Maroons' throws coming from Chandler Carroll, a lot of them have been less than 10 yards. I mean, you rarely see him take chances deep down the field, and I think that the Spartans are adapting to that, and defensively, it's making the Maroons a little bit more one-dimensional thus far.
One of the questions before this game was the young, inexperienced wide receiver core by the Maroons, and right now, Burke Moser taking care of the ball, but not many yards gained. The punt is going to go into the hands of Justin Fan at the 15 on the left sideline. Shifts a tackle out to the 20. I don't know how he got free, but he did. Kicking it up the middle. Lots of green in front of him for Justin Fan. He's looking for a blocker, and he gets one at the 30. Inside to the 20. Cuts back up the middle. Justin Fan to pay dirt. Touchdown, Spartans. An unbelievable run for 85 yards and a touchdown.
Unbelievable is right, Andrew. I mean, my goodness. I mean, he probably ought to go to Vegas right now with all of that luck. I mean, my goodness. I thought he was going to go out of bounds with the ball, but then he got a second chance at it and really utilized all of his blockers deep down the field. Justin Fan, boy, that young man has some moves.
So now Carnival trying to make it 21-3 Case in the second quarter. Wow, what a run back. Here comes the snap for the extra point. Spitali to hold, Carnival to kick. Snap, hold, kick up, 21-3 Case. Unbelievable. Justin Fan got it on the left sideline at the 15-yard line and ran it all the way back. An 85-yard punt return score. Back after this from DeSanto Field, Case piling it on in the first half.
Inspired by the 60s, Dave's Cosmic Subs is spreading love around the world one sub at a time. Voted the best in Cleveland, Dave's Cosmic Subs uses only the freshest ingredients, all wrapped in the history of rock and roll. Dave's Cosmic Subs are perfect for any occasion, especially your next Spartan Athletics gathering. Visit Dave's Cosmic Subs Coventry or call 216-320-0330 for delivery. There's only one legendary sub, and that's Dave's.
An 85-yard romp by Justin Fan. A punt return for a touchdown to make it 21-3 Spartans. The sophomore runs it back. Here's the end of the run by Fan. And you see all Navy jerseys and just a couple of white shirts. Absolutely everybody left in the dust.
Well, I'll tell you what, I mean, if you've got as much talent as Justin Fan has, they are always going to find a spot for you. They've tried him out at wide receiver. I think that they've tried him out in the secondary, but he has found a nice little niche here returning punts and kickoffs, and it did so much damage right there. All the blocks just fell into place.
Jackson Colderup sends this one deep. Sid Reynolds catches it inside his own end zone, and it's a touchback. So they give Colderup a chance to kick this one off. After Juan Kuhn Park had the first few, and he gets the touchback. We'll start on the 20 with 12:38 left to go in the first half, and a big 21-3 lead for the Spartans.
And we know, Andrew, how dangerous the Spartans' offense can be, but if you are the Chicago Maroons, you cannot give them extra opportunities to score, particularly in the punt return game. And that's 7 extra points that Chicago could be looking at and say, well, we had an 11-point game, and now it's all the way up to a 21-3 score, so we got a long ways to go here.
148 yards for Case in the first quarter, 51 by Chicago's offense. Great defense so far by the Spartans. There's a handoff by Carroll on the first play from scrimmage, and then the handoff takes it out to about the 27-yard line, a gain of 2 and second down.
You know, despite the fact that the Spartans only go with 3 down linemen, it is rare that they only rush 3. I think they rushed about 6 or 7 that time. They got good penetration at the line.
And a flag before the snap. It looks like a false start. So that will push Chicago back. Will be a false start. So they started on the 25 after the touchback, out to the 27 on the rush, and they'll be pushed back to the 22 with a 5-yard penalty.
Chicago really not in a position to be shooting themselves in the foot right now. They have to play disciplined football and just try to establish a drive here.
Second down and 13. Moser drops back, finds a man on the right sideline. It's caught for a first down to the 35 and out to the 40-yard line. First down for the Maroons on the reception. It was Andrew Falk. Falk's got a lot more targets than I think we expected at the start of this.
Yeah, I mean, he's a pretty well-structured wide receiver there, and I think now you're going to see Chicago take a lot more chances deep down the field with the score being where it's at.
Found the soft spot in coverage before to get Falk. Now they hand it up the middle off the right tackle, bounced out by Carroll, and he gets about 3 yards. Second down and 7 out to the 41-yard line.
Still very important for the Maroons to be balanced in their offense. I mean, you do want to start taking some shots deep down the field, but you have to keep the element of unpredictability. That's what the Spartans do so well defensively.
High snap to Moser, hands off Carroll again, and he's pounded at about the 45, a short gain, and third down. Getting up from the tackle, looked like Justin McMahon, the linebacker. In on that gang tackle of Carroll. Third down at the 45-yard line. Third down and 3 to go. Snap by Moser. Looks right. Throws right into the flat. Caught for a first down and out of bounds Carroll at about midfield. So a first down on the dump off. And that's been pretty successful so far. The dump off into the flat to Carroll. They're mixing him in the pass game.
And after a couple of 3-and-outs, that's what the Chicago Maroons want. Their offense does not want to go back to the sideline here. They got to stay on the field and really move this football.
Reed, Karamanos, and Mortimer all bunched out to the left. They toss it wide right. It's a catch made at the 30, out to the 25-yard line. A first down on the nice pass over the top. The catch made by Dante Nepa, the freshman. A first down, but Laundry on the field.
And
he's going to go against the defense.
He's got a really, really bright future. And there was just nothing that Andre Arantes could do right there. I mean, you've given up a couple of inches with that matchup right there. And the Maroons just found the right matchup that they wanted. And he threw up a really good pass where only his receiver could make a play. Nothing that the Spartans could do right there.
Great catch by Nepa, great pass by Moser. Now he'll hand it off up the middle, looking for Carroll, and gets up the middle to the 20-yard line. Gain of about 5 and second down.
The Chicago drive has really come a long way. Now the Spartans going to have their backs against the wall inside of the red zone. You want to keep it to a 3-point attempt here for Chicago. Deny them the end zone.
Snap by Burke, up the middle to Carroll. Carroll gets inside the 10-yard line, out to about the 5 and a first down.
They're really working the right side of the offensive line. That's where the holes are opening up. You got the right guard and the right tackle just clearing a lot of space for UC right now. Case going to have to make some adjustments, try to tighten things up on that side.
Tackle made by John McKelvey, the grad student out of the University of Minnesota. A first down in the red zone. Ball on the 5-yard line after the rush. Snap, throw out to the right in the flat to Carroll. Bounces off a tackler and he's in for a touchdown. That'll make it Case 21 and Chicago 9 on the catch made by Carroll, a 5-yard score.
Well, unfortunately for the Spartans, there was only really one player that was going to be able to make a stop right there. Otherwise, it was going to be a Chicago scorer, and that's okay for Case. I mean, Chicago is going to get theirs. I mean, they're a very adequate offense as well, but you want to keep your heads high.
Kick up and through the uprights by Kurzadlowski. Case with a 21-10 lead over Chicago. The touchdown from Moser to Carroll for 5 yards. The first touchdown for Chicago. Back after this.
Dave's Cosmic Subs is spreading love around the world one sub at a time. Voted the best in Cleveland, Dave's Cosmic Subs uses only the freshest ingredients, all wrapped in the history of rock and roll. Dave's Cosmic Subs are perfect for any occasion, especially your next Spartan athletics gathering. Visit Dave's Cosmic Subs Coventry or call 216-320-0330 for delivery. There's only one legendary sub, and that's Dave's.
Case with a 21-10 lead after Chicago finds pay dirt for the first time this afternoon. Burke Moser to Chandler Carroll on the 5-yard dump off. So Case still leading, but the lead trimmed a little bit with 4:29 left to play in half number 1. From the left hash mark, Kurzadlowski will kick it off. Again, it'll be McKelvey back deep, along with Cody Calhoun. Nine-yard drive started on the Chicago 25 after a touchback. They get a touchdown. Kick to McKelvey. McKelvey fields it at the 1. He's going to take it up the middle, and he's wrapped up shy of the 20-yard line. In on the tackle, it was Grant Byrne alongside Zach Eddy. So Case will start with the ball at the 20-yard line. So they say forward progress moved him up to the 20. Drive will start at 4:24 left to go in the first half, and Kuda back under center. McKelvey a 19-yard return. They'll go 3 wide for the Spartans, going left to right on your screen. Kuda from a shotgun snap. It'll be Aguilar in the backfield. They'll motion him to the left. Snap by Kuda. Option handoff. Now goes deep down the middle. Catch made at midfield, or did it get broken up? Broken up at the last second. Incomplete. It was in the hands of Joey Spitali, and the breakup made around midfield by Bryson Merriweather. And now Merriweather is down.
See on the replay, Merriweather gets just a couple fingertips into the reach of the Spartans' intended target right there, inflicting a little bit of pain, but it was probably worth it for him to break up that pass, so the Spartans just could not hold on.
Yeah, and you know what? It was a little bit of pain from the fingertips of Merriweather. Looks like he came down on those fingers after he made that breakup. Great job getting the hand in between the mitts of Spitali to break it up.
Andrew, I thought this was going to be a catch. I mean, it
did too.
It really looked like it from the start, but at the last minute, Merriweather just makes an excellent instinctive play, forcing 2nd and 10.
Spitali got up over him, but a great play by Merriweather. Got to give him credit, the 6-foot DB. Kuda going to take it himself up the middle on 2nd down. Gets it to the 30, tripped up to the 35. A first down and a 16-yard gain for Rob Kuda.
A big asset for Rob Kuda is his lateral quickness, his ability to go east and west and change directions. Like right there, he misses a tackle right there.
Jonathan Doby on the tackle. Now up the middle they go to the 40, gain of about 3. And so it'll bring up 2nd down. They'll spot it at the 41-yard line of the Spartans. After a 16-yard romp by Kuda. Now 2nd down from the 41-yard line. 3 wide, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. They'll really load up the backfield off the right tackle. Kuda fakes the handoff, takes it to his right, tucks it, now looks to throw, now dumps it to Lynch at the 40, and that'll go for a loss of 1. 3rd down on the play, and it'll get to 3rd and 6.
Well, this is really the only option that Rob Kuda had, because on that play, Chicago covering defensively very well, so probably not a great time for Kuda to go to his Swiss Army knife and take off with the football. Really the only option there was to dump it off to Herb and just take a 1-yard loss.
I wonder if he was trying to fake the Chicago defense into thinking he was running, get a DB to bite and throw it deep. But they didn't bite. Now 3rd down. 3 wide, no gain on the pass. They'll spot it at the 41. Kuda takes the snap, hands off left to Brown. Brown with his first carry, off tackle left. Flag on the play. He's got a first down if it stands out to the 50. But the flag was in the offensive backfield for the Spartans.
And 9 times out of 10, when you see a hole open up that big and there's a flag on the play, it's usually going to go against the offense. I don't know if we're going to see it in the replay. Well, maybe we caught a little bit of it at the left tackle position on that replay, but fortunately the officiating crew had a better look than we did.
Looks like this one's coming back. It is going to be a hold. I think you might have been able to hear there that it went on the offensive line. I heard 73. That couldn't be right. Might have been on Ryan DeMarinis, number 72. But the hold will bring it back. It'll be 3rd down and long from the 29-yard line. Shotgun snap from the 29, 3rd and 17 to go. Kuda takes the snap, 4 wide, drops back, looking long up the middle. Lynch has it near the sticks, out to the 47-yard line. That should be good for a Case first down.
This is an outstanding play by Rob Kuda because Chicago only rushes 3 players. They're dropping everybody else back into the secondary, and he still finds an open man for a first down and more. Rob Kuda with that excellent field vision right there, finding the open man for a big play.
And he gets it out to the 47 for a first down. An 18-yard gain on 3rd and long. Now he drops back from his own 40, looks deep to Lynch, right sideline, caught at the 30, out at the 21. Another terrific connection. Kuda is loving Lynch today.
Well, it's a spot-on pass by Kuda, and I think that Lynch temporarily took his eye off the ball just to get a little separation from his defensive assignment, but a great adjustment, great recovery speed by Lynch to get his hands up there just in time to reel it in and then tack on some more yards down the hashtags.
Long gain from Kuda to Lynch, and a first down at the 22-yard line. Kuda takes the snap, hands it off right. No, he's going to keep it up the middle and tripped up at the 17-yard line. Tackle made by Bill Ritnicki. Second down.
Well, if Rob Kuda's not a super athlete right there, I think he ends up probably losing a yard or two because Chicago did get good penetration at the middle of the line of scrimmage, but with his lateral quickness, once again, he takes what would have been a couple-yard loss into a couple-yard gain.
So 4 wide. The only man in the backfield is Peterson. 4 split out for Case on second down. 5:30 to play in the half. 21-10 Case Western. 2nd and 5. Snap by Kuda. Fakes the handoff. Throws right to Spitali at the 15. Down at the 10 for a first down. Tackle made on the play by Michael McGinley. But a first down on the dump off to Spitali at the 10-yard line. 7-yard gain on the play.
And the Spartans really like to dump a ball off to a receiver and then drag a couple offensive linemen with him for just a little bit of extra padding out there, or some extra blockers out in the open field, help open up those holes for the receivers.
4 wide for the Spartans. Peterson in the backfield once again. Zach Hurd, the inside receiver, near screen right. Kuda takes the handoff himself. He'll take the snap and plunge up the middle inside the 5 to the 2-yard line. So a quarterback keeper on 1st and goal. It'll make it 2nd and goal. They'll spot it at the 2.
And the Spartans offense is really good in the open field, but I think that they're even better in these tight-knit red zone package type plays because there's just so many different options and things that Kuda and company can do. Defense has to be prepared for the unexpected.
Lynch, Fan, and Spitali to the right. Tulloch to the left in the 4 wide set. Peterson in the backfield for Kuda. No tight ends. Let's see what Chicago does on the rush here. 5 on the play clock. Kuda takes the snap, drops back, looks right to the end zone. Another touchdown for the Spartans. Kuda to Lynch for the 2nd time today, and it's 28-10 Case.
Now, I think Rob Kuda knew exactly where he wanted to go with this football when he decided to play in the huddle. Wanted to go to his favorite target, and I think if you're Chicago, you probably got to put another body on the favorite target right there, but they didn't. It's one-on-one on the outside, and Lynch is going to win that 9 times out of 10. Another score for Lynch.
27-10. Here is the kick to try to make it 28-10. Carniol does just that. 2-yard touchdown pass. Kuda to Lynch, 2nd time they connect today. 4:07 left to go in the half, and Case with the lead by 18.
Everyone loves a comeback, right? Especially when that comeback is Queso Diablo from Qdoba, full of spicy satisfaction to take you straight to queso bliss. That fiery, smoky sensation you've been craving has returned. Celebrate the comeback of Queso Diablo, available now and for an infinite time, only at Qdoba Mexican Grill.
Case with a 28-10 lead over the Chicago Maroons. Now here's the touchdown pass from Kuda to Lynch. 2nd time they connect today, and Lynch has just been manhandling Jeremy Vincent, who's a very good, strong safety. They've connected a couple times, Kuda to Lynch, at the expense of Vincent, the sophomore out of Santa Clara, California. 28-10 Case. They've got 3 of their top ball catchers out of the lineup. It's not affecting Rob Kuda one bit.
No, I mean, he just really does an excellent job spreading the ball out. If you're a receiver on the field, he's going to find a way to get you involved.
Calder up with the kick to Reynolds at about the 14-yard line on the left hash. He kicks it out to the right and gets it to the 35-yard line. So they'll start the drive from the 35. It's a kick return of about 20 yards. 28-10 Case, 33 minutes and 59 seconds left to go in half number 1. They'll spot the ball on the 37-yard line. Moser in the shotgun snap. 2 in the backfield, 3 wide for the Maroons. Takes the snap a little low. He's looking to pitch it. Now he has to dump it out right. Runs right and gets out to about the 42-yard line. Gain of a couple and 2nd down.
And Burke was their second leading rusher from a year ago. He hasn't really done that much this afternoon. He is really forced into the situation to run. He just had no other options.
Moser takes the snap, looks up the middle, and gets it to about the 43-yard line. And a flag on the play, might be a late hit. The reception made by Troy Reed. Now let's take a look at where the flag might be. Tackle made up the middle. There
right
it is.
Here.
Yep, right there.
Yep, that's the guilty party.
So it's going to be on Tim Breyercheck, the senior. That's going to move the ball all the way into Case territory at the 42-yard line. 10-yard penalty.
Well, sometimes, Andrew, that just kind of comes with the territory of being a strong and physical defense, but you'd rather maintain that identity and take an occasional penalty once in a while.
Up the middle to Carroll. Carroll gets it to the 40-yard line or so for second down, a gain of 2.
Got an injured Maroon on the field, one of the offensive linemen.
There's the handoff to Carroll. Let's see where that might have happened. Yeah, going down at a heap on the right side of that offensive line. It was Max Schumann, the senior. Now Schumann, the right guard, senior from Old Saybrook, Connecticut, and looks like he just got tripped up on that play. He was right in the thick of it. Take a look again. On the tackle, yeah, there's what happens. Watch from Case. You're going to get Andrew Lease, the freshman, kind of falls on the back leg of the right guard, Schumann, and that's where he went down. So Lease makes the tackle, and there's the frustration from Schumann. You can tell, and he could tell immediately.
Yeah, that tendon really is not supposed to bend that way. I mean, that's going to hurt a little bit. But, I mean, Chicago does have an extremely durable offensive line, so I think he'll be fine in the long run.
Second down and 9 from the 41-yard line of the Spartans for Chicago. Moser drops back, looks down the right sideline, long pass, a little too long. Just out of the reach of the intended target, Brian Collis, and the coverage on the play from the Spartan cornerback, Andre Arantes. They've been trying to attack Arantes. He's done a pretty nice job back there.
Yeah, he really has. And really, Andrew, for the first time, we see Burke Moser take a really deep shot deep down the field. So if there's a silver lining for him, he has the arm strength to get it there.
Third down and 9, Moser. Back, looks to the right, again looking for Arantes, and the pass too low. Intended target on the play was Nepa, but the pass in the turf. And so it'll bring up fourth down and 9.
I'll tell you what, when you've been in a quarterback at this level for a couple years, I mean, every now and then you're going to pick on somebody defensively in the secondary. But again, I mean, Arantes is the type of guy, he's going to respond. I mean, if you throw the ball in his direction, he's going to respond by making plays. He's done that all afternoon long, and the Spartans are really looking forward to his future as he's just a sophomore.
Chicago going to punt it. McKelvey back along with Fan. They'll kick it to Fan again, but they'll kick it out of bounds. The punt from Kurzadlowski out of bounds at the 19-yard line. They don't want him to field
choice.
That. No, sir. Not after what he did last time, the 85-yard punt return. And so now it'll be Case Western ball on their own 19-yard line, with 3 minutes exactly on the clock, and Case leading 28-10 over Chicago. Yeah, I would not punt it in his direction either. I would go as far as to say I'd punt it to McKelvey almost every time from now on, even as dangerous as he is, a scholarship athlete at Minnesota, now going to grad school at Case, and in his first year with the Spartans, and final year, of course, with the Spartans as a grad student at the Weatherhead Business School. So Kuda under center from the 19 to the Case 19 on the punt from Kurzadlowski. See if they can get something going under 3 minutes to play. Kuda drops back, looks long down the middle of Spitali, and that's a great play by Spitali to knock it away from Andrew Beatty, because that pass was too tall and too long, and Spitali just becomes a defender there to make it second down.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's an excellent play by Beatty, and he was going to give the Spartans the outside of the field. Receiver cuts to the inside of the field, and that's probably not the direction you were looking to go for Case, but fortunately no turnover there.
4 wide set for Kuda, 2nd down and 10 from his own 19. He's looking left, flushed out a little bit out of the pocket, fires one to the left sideline. It's low and incomplete. Intended target Justin Fan, but it'll set up 3rd down.
But we know how strong the arm of Rob Kuda is, and that one was a 98-mile-an-hour fastball right there. A tight window, very close to making a completion near the sideline right there of Chicago, but going to have to do it again, 3rd and 10.
And if you're not going to complete it, make it so that the DB can't get to it. 3rd down and 10 from his own 19. Precarious spot late in the half for the Spartans, but they lead by 18. Dropping back, Kuda steps up in the pocket with pressure, throws too tall for Lynch. Broken up on the play by Vincent, and it's 4th down. The Spartans will have to punt for the first time today.
I think Lynch was looking for a flag towards the tail end of the play right here, but not going to get it. And not a real tight spiral this time by Rob Kuda. Very foreign of a thing that we've seen from Kuda here today. That's just his 3rd incomplete pass of the day, 2nd of the drive, rather. But, I mean, 9 times out of 10, that's a pass that Kuda completes, and usually that's a first down for Case, but not this time.
So back to punt, and with the left, it'll be Peterson. Gets it out to Vincent at his own 49. He gets about 2, wrapped up at the Case 49. Gain of 2 on the return. Making the tackle for the Spartans was Andre Orantes. So from the 19 to the 50-yard line. Net punt of 31 yards. Burke Moser back out with 2:33 left to go in half number 1. Chicago with the ball going right to left. Case leading 28-10. Back to pass is Moser. Throws it right to the 38-yard line. It's caught for a first down. Brought down on the play once again by Orantes, but the catch made for a first down. Connecting to Dante Nepa.
And here comes the hurry-up offense for the Maroons. That's not the type of offense that they usually run, but you got to do it watching that clock.
Back is Moser, dumps it over the middle to Sid Reynolds. Reynolds at the 40, bounces it to the 35, and out of bounds close to the 32-yard line. Close to another first down pickup. It'll be second down and short. Stop the clock there.
Very smart decision by Sid Reynolds, getting it out of bounds and essentially getting yourself an extra timeout, so to speak. Try to hurry things up here.
They'll place it at the 34-yard line on second down. Back to pass is Moser. Looking sideline left to Reynolds, and it goes off of the back of the defensive back Nick Kwan, the senior captain from Hawaii. It'll bring up third down.
I think the Spartans are going to have to watch out for, once again, a pretty deep pass by Moser. I think he's gotten a little bit better, a little bit more comfortable as the game has gone on. He's been pretty accurate with his throws, but Spartans going to add some players in the secondary here for this third down play.
Under 2 left to play in the first half. Spartans by 18. There's a dump off, and it's caught at about the 25-yard line for a first down. Catch made by Chris Karamanos, the junior from Los Gatos, California. First down for Chicago at the Case 22-yard line. Gain of 12 on the play. 3 wide set. Moser drops back. 1:40 left in the half. Dumps it up the middle to Carroll. Carroll to the 20, inside to the 16-yard line. Another quick dump off. 1:30 to play. Clock not stopping. All 3 timeouts for Chicago. They're not taking them. Case 28, Chicago 10, nearing the end of the first half. Moser drops back, looking right, into the flat for Carroll. Carroll catches it, bounces off a tackle inside the 10, and he's run out of bounds inside the 5-yard line. Orantes pushes him out, but it's going to be first down and goal. They'll spot it at the 5.
Boy, has Chandler Carroll become a really big factor here in the passing game after carrying the ball about a dozen times, and he gets involved in the backfield, picking up yards, getting it to the 5-yard line.
1:13 left to play. Moser evades a tackler, now dumps it out to the 1-yard line. It is caught for 2nd down and goal at the 1. Catch made by Mortimer. 2nd and 1, 55 left to play. 2nd and goal they'll spot it at the 2. 4 wide set, 1 in the backfield is Carroll. Moser takes the shotgun snap. Looking left, still looking, flushed out of the pocket. Now going to tuck it to the pylon. Touchdown, Chicago. Burke Moser with a rushing TD, and Chicago cuts the lead down. It's Case 28, Chicago 16.
Well, and if you're the Maroons and if you're going to spread the wide receivers out, you absolutely have to win the battle at the line of scrimmage, and they did that time. I mean, all kinds of room for Moser to kind of scan the field right there. Not a whole lot of pressure, just flushing him out just a little bit, but forcing him into a running situation. He's able to tuck it in there.
Kurzadlowski, low PAT, but it's good, and it makes it an 11-point game. 28-17, Case in front. Moser and Kuda now both with rushing TDs. We'll be back after this from DeSanto Field.
Inspired by the 60s, Dave's Cosmic Subs is spreading love around the world one sub at a time. Voted the best in Cleveland, Dave's Cosmic Subs uses only the freshest ingredients, all wrapped in the history of rock and roll. Dave's Cosmic Subs are perfect for any occasion, especially your next Spartan athletics gathering. Visit Dave's Cosmic Subs Coventry or call 216-320-0330 for delivery. There's only one legendary sub, and that's Dave's.
Moser's got a rushing TD and a passing TD. Rob Kuda has 2 passing TDs and 1 rushing TD. Case with a 28-17 lead over Chicago. Moser with a 2-yard touchdown run, finishing off an 8-play drive that went 50 yards to make it a 28-17 Case lead nearing the end of the first half. 36 seconds left to play in half number 1. Been a good one, and it's been dominated by the quarterbacks. Burke Moser for Chicago, Rob Kuda for the Spartans on opening day, putting on a show. Now Mike Kurzadlowski to kick it off. McKelvey back, as is Calhoun. It's a short squib punt. Going to be fielded by McKelvey at the 16-yard line. Up the middle, tackled very rapidly. Wrapped up at the 20-yard line or so. It's going to be a flag on the play, though. Not much of a return from McKelvey. We'll wait for the flag. Flag came from the far sideline. Block in the back, so it's going to push the Spartans back.
Going to be interesting to see what they do with 33 seconds and a couple of timeouts to play here. I mean, they definitely have the weapons that they want to use if Kudo does want to take a shot deep down the field, or if they just want to get the clock down to halftime. I mean, they have some options and they have the lead, and that offense has really had a great game so far.
They'll start it from near their own 15-yard line. Kuda takes the snap. They'll hand it off. They're just going to burn the clock here. Hand off for a very, very short gain to Miles Anthony. Bring up 2nd down from the 13. Clock's going to run inside 12 seconds. Looks like they're just going to take it to halftime here. And why not?
Yeah, I mean, they really don't have to run another play, so don't take any chances.
So that'll do it for the half. The Spartans on opening day of the 2016 season, running behind Rob Kuda, have a 28-17 lead over the University of Chicago Maroons here at DeSanto Field in Cleveland.